Hey guys, first Regardsman here, and I'll be talking about a balanced power sword Raven Guard assault build for Space Marine 2 patch 13. Now, the balanced power sword speed variant has become one of my favorite weapons in this game, mainly because the speed on your power rakes here on top of the damage is very strong, and balanced weapons in general are pretty good on the assault class because despite having an awkward parry window, you can actually animation cancel out of any parry animation on a balanced weapon with this class as long as you use your jump pack dash, and with things like Commitment and Wings of Flame, those are usually free. So really good synergy for him and just a really fun weapon overall. And really the power sword in general is just probably the most entertaining melee weapon in my opinion. Now for the perk tree here, it is pretty standard. We do start off with the perk here, Armored Strength first. If you have armor remaining, melee damage increases by 10%. Moving here into the perk Master of Offense. After you switch your sword combat style, you'll deal 20% more melee damage for 5 seconds. The cooldown is 10 seconds. This is nice to just do a dashing attack after a combat switch and get that 20% buff on your power rake, though I will say, if you do want to go down here for Master of Defense for a 20% range damage reduction instead, you can definitely do that. And also Perpetual Strength is nice because it is up 24/7 versus Armor Strength is only up when you have armor. Next perk here is Perpetual Strength, and Perpetual Strength again for a 10% melee damage increase. Then I go into the perk here, Tranquility, into the perk here, Melee Onslaught for a 10% damage buff. Then we go through Hard Target into the most important perk, which is Cutting Edge, for a 50% damage buff on our power rake attacks. Now it is kind of unfortunate that the power sword is pretty much pigeonholed into taking this perk every time because Reeling Blow is just not remotely as good, and a 50% buff is too good to not take. And also the final perks up here like Slashing Blade and Fencing Blade, these kind of suck ass, and for the most part you're just better off picking all these damage buffs like Extremis Slayer up here into Majora's Slayer and Terminus Slayer, and then picking between Speed Restoration or Power Restoration for double CHP recovery on your respective stances. And the perk down here, Minora's Slayer, you really don't need that these days. Now, way back when, this perk was pretty good because it would help you hit some breakpoints, but unlike the damage buffs for all the not guns, the melee weapons on the power sword variants, you don't need to take Minora's Slayer, just like absolutely obliterate them anymore. So for that reason, we do skip over this. Now, for the secondary here, I do take the Firepower Bolt Pistol because the Firepower Bolt Pistol actually has like top 3 gun strike damage in the entire game right now. It's also very good for CHP recovery, headshot damage, and just a general ammo economy, and for that reason I do like to pick this one up these days. Now for the perk tree here, I do start off with the perk Great Might first, moving here into the perk Retaliation. After a perfectly timed dodge, you'll deal 25% more damage for 10 seconds. And now we are a Wings of Flame build, so perfect dodges will trigger this perk on the jump pack as well, so a really nice damage buff for us. Next perk here is Iron Grip up here into the perk Gunstrike Reload. Then I pick up the perk here Divine Might into the perk here Extended Magazine, up here into the perk Headhunter, and then I grab the perk over here Elite Hunter. After killing a Majora's or higher enemy with a melee weapon, headshots will deal 50% more damage for 10 seconds. Now, all you have to do to trigger this perk is just get a melee execute. It doesn't have to be an actual melee kill, so really easy to trigger, and a 50% headshot damage buff that helps out a ton against things like Zoanthropes. Final perk here is Headhunter, though I will say if you want to swap Divine Might for increased capacity, you can definitely do that, because sometimes having better ammo economy is pretty nice. And that's pretty much all there is for the secondary. Now for our perk tree here, I do start off with the perk here Overcharge first. Damage from held and charged melee attacks increases by 25%. If you are not taking a fencing variant, I would pretty much always pick this up on a power sword. You could take armor reinforcement for like more armor, but for the most part, having this fat damage buff on your power rake is just super strong, so I do pick it up pretty much every time. And next perk here is Auxiliary Arsenal. Secondary weapons damage increases by 20%. The bolt pistol here is quite strong on the secondary damage already, so a 20% buff here and a 15% buff in our prestige perk tree later is actually quite substantial. Next perk here is Active Attrition. Enemies hit by damage from melee attacks execute while sprinting or dashing take 25% more damage for 5 seconds. Now, the Power Sword is a very easy to use lunging attack. You can swap between the two stances, so a really nice synergy here, on top of the fact that this will apply a 25% damage taken debuff for not just you, but your entire team, and that debuff will also affect stuff like secondary damage and even your gun strikes, so a really good perk here. Next perk here, Strategic Strikes. All team members deal 20% more melee damage against Extremis and Terminus level enemies. This is just a catch-all against the enemies you want to damage the most, which are Extremis and bosses. If you want to take Proven Efficiency, you could definitely do that too, because you aren't losing too much on like general hordes, but Proven Efficiency, these two here are by far the best, and Squad Cohesion sucks. Next perk here is Furious Strikes. Hitting an enemy with an attack after a jump pack dash for jump pack's ability charged by 1. The cooldown is 10 seconds. This perk is just god tier. It is a free gap close. In a lot of cases, the Wings of Flame perk will occasionally just kill an enemy on its own before it actually triggers a perfect dodge, and having an opportunity to get a jump pack back off of this perk when that happens makes it so this build functions way better overall, so I would definitely grab this. And next perk here is, of course, Wings of Flame. A jump pack dash damages enemies' launch trajectory and always works as a perfect dodge when dodging an attack. Once you actually realize how the perfect dodges in this game work and like where the hitboxes on the enemies are for their perfect dodge windows, this perk is just god tier. The amount of free damage this puts out against bosses like Hellbrutes, Carnifexes, and just the extremists like Raveners and Lictors is absurd. A really powerful option for hard strats and operations especially. Next perk here is Aerial Grace. After a perfect time dodge using a jump pack dash, you'll deal 30% more damage for 10 seconds. Now, this is a nice catch-all for a damage buff, though if you want to take Diligence or the perk up here, Pride and Duty, you can definitely do that. These are still very strong options, and with a 16 plus base strength on this weapon, our ground pound actually does a lot of damage, so Pride and Duty here is actually quite strong. Final perk here is Commitment, a perfect time dodge using a jump pack dash for jump pack's ability charge. This is just what makes the entire build here function on a Wings of Flame option, so I would definitely grab this. And for the Prestige perk options, I do take the perk here, Unyielding Oath first. When charging a ground pound, you become invulnerable to damage for 3 seconds. This perk gives you a ridiculous amount of utility. There are a lot of cases in this game where all you want to do is just go up in the air, and being able to have invulnerability for 3 seconds after that is super strong on the landing. Really good option for just gap closing and stuff like that, so I pretty much always pick it up. And Adrenaline Boost here got completely power crept by Hammer of Wrath, and Duelist is okay, but like way better on block weapons. Now, Fortitude here gives us a health increase of 15%, which you pretty much always want. And the final perk I take here in this row is Practice Aim for that range damage increase of 15%, like I mentioned before. And the final perk in the whole tree is, of course, Hammer of Wrath, because after using your jump pack dash, or just your jump pack in general, you will take 30% less range damage, you don't lose control from heavy hits, and you cannot be knocked back for 15 seconds. A 15-second uptime on no knockback is absurd in this game, because that's just a ridiculous uptime on any perk effect in Space Marine 2. Most perk effects only last for like 10 to 5 seconds, and also a 30% range damage reduction on top of that. That makes it the de facto best option in my opinion, because this will make your build function very well against both Chaos and Tyranids. And that's pretty much all there is for the perk tree and build setup here, guys. Hopefully this build guide helped you, and if you like content like this, subscribe for more. If you want to watch me live to ask me questions about the game or just come hang out, you can find me here on YouTube or on Twitch with a link in the video description, also a link to my community Discord. I also want to say a special thank you to my channel members. You guys help me make content like this, and your support has been tremendous, and as always, thank you for watching. Take it easy. Bye. Power Fist is a pretty boring weapon. I think the Power Sword is the most entertaining weapon they've made in this game.
Launch that foe before it calls for reinforcements.
They are all blocking me, okay. Block this. Oh, they did. Just watching them all put their sword arms, like, I can actually do nothing.
Executing countermeasures.
I've died too many times accidentally locking on and getting confused by the camera weirdness it does. It's definitely a useful feature, it's just very finicky. It helps more than it doesn't, I'd say that. Alright.
See, we have isolated our foe from its allies. The galaxy is a better place for there being one less Ravener.
I have the Power Fist just deletes bosses and their health bars. Well, that is what it's good at. I have the Power Axe is a way more entertaining thing. And when it comes to the Bulwark, his best weapon is usually the Shield Bash in a lot of cases. So if you're taking Concussive Force with like any build, that oftentimes becomes like the best weapon choice for him. It's just to shield bash the enemies. But is it the most fun? Well, my favorite prime. Anybody else have a flood watch? I actually like no rain where I am, so no. Make it look so easy. Is this on hard mode? This is a hard strat, yeah. All right, run back up away from that. Okay, we fucked that up. Damage variant, which is better, heavy bolt pistol, standard or the heavy bolt pistol. Heavy bolt pistol firepower variant is the highest gun strike damage in the game, but like it really depends if you want ammo or not. That's why I got back into PvP for Chaos Skins, and the power pistol is also the best for bulwark there. Well, I don't even know if the Chaos Skins are going to transfer over from the PvP. They might not at all. It might have like a separate progression. In fact, I think a separate progression would be better for the player base in some ways. Maybe not for the PvP, but to like actually make people play the Chaos spin-off mode. If you want people to play your spin-off mode, giving them an incentive like that would be pretty huge. Like, you can only level them up in a... Ultimate was a waste of time there.
You're a broke pocket. Do not let it get inside your head. The lictor stood no chance.
Alright, I need to get rid of these guys.
Increasing responsibility. Fester and rot. See us abomination. Zone group, coordinate fire. Battle power unleashed. Ascending for the kill. Executing countermeasures. Reloading.
I love neurothrows. Well, there's a Raven Guard. I've actually been kind of Raven Guard pulled recently, so... They're doing hop on PvP FTG? Yeah, never. Dead game mode. If there was a player base that existed that wasn't like 10 people that like to watch that, maybe.
There is a lift significant. Activating war gear. Buckle terrain. Ravener activity. Never lost sight of that one. Throwing shock grenade. Readying it. Ravener destroyed. Increasing responsibility. Reloading.
Did you shoot out some fireworks last night, FTG? Hell no. I never waste money on fireworks. Dude, that's crazy. The idea of buying like $100 of fireworks and just like firing money into the sky makes me want to like die inside. in ways you could not imagine. 921 hours in, does that make me an amateur? I don't know, dude. I mean, I wouldn't say time played matters all that much. We're just gonna keep the restorative sim, I guess. Rich people activities. Yeah, dude, like, if you have $1,000 to blow in, like, July 4th, it's like, alright, guys, I bought this firework. I hope you like watching $500 explode in the sky real quick. Literally blowing up your money, dude. You fired off almost $1,000 worth of fireworks, dude. That's intense. Alright. You can give your neighbor's dog PTSD. Dude, I saw some guy, like, so it was like in a suburb when I was driving through yesterday, and some guy was launching a firework. He was just launching a firework, like, over the street, and these are big, too. It's just like, that shit was landing on my car, okay? I didn't give a fuck. We're talking, like, you know, a double road with, like, 2x2 Minecraft dirt,
vanish from my sights.
See, you saw what happened to his friends. He's scared now. I blew one up in my hand once. Shit stings like crazy. Lucky to have my fingers. Alright, dude. Well, thank you guys for all just, like, giving me every reason to not blow up fireworks on 4th of July. Losing your limbs, appendages, digits, I guess you could say. More so paying to blow up your own hand, potentially. Wings of Flame is so fun, it definitely is.
Executing countermeasures. Second wave headed toward us. Perhaps they seek to choke our rib. Their call has been heard. Apply additional pressure.
I know, guys, call me crazy, but I'm just not a big fan of fireworks. I mean, I don't mind going to, like, the public shows. Those are cool. You know, where it's like... safe. And I'm not blowing up my own body. Where's your tax dollars being set on fire instead of your regular dollars? Yeah. Of course. You know how much easier it is for me to cope with that than cope with, like, blowing up $500 in the sky? Okay, let's go with that. Seeing Peter Griffin blow off his fingers with fireworks when I was 9 scarred me. Great episode. Firing off the huge ones in your own yard is absolutely sick. The public shows are sweet, but being right under them is pretty awesome. So guys, I enjoy the presence of a firework. I'm just saying, the danger of a firework is known to me, and I'm good. CCCCC40. I think the power super chat. Your channel is the only thing that keeps me interested between patches. Appreciate all the content. Also, which balance weapon is the easiest parry window? They're all the same. All balance weapons have the same parry window. Oh yeah, that's a value burn. Oh yeah. Not entirely true. What do you mean? For the balance parry windows? I mean, the windows in this game are just set. Let's get like an external factor. There are classes that have easier times with them though. So it's not easier to parry with the power sword because of the speed stat versus say a Thunderhammer. Speed stat does not affect your parry window at all. The defense types are completely separate from that. What a speed stat does is it lowers the it makes the animation itself quicker, the animation recovery quicker. Oh, I was finding off the orc. Okay. I'm sorry. That's how it's hard to tell. Bro's talking about the danger of fireworks is actively a space marine serving in a war against Xenos. Bye now. I feel like, okay, me playing a video game as a space marine, that's surely not the same as blowing up a firework in my backyard.
We're unable to leave this room until all of the consoles are awakened. Blessings extended to the slumbering unit. Awakening minister. Do not stray from the console during reawakening.
It's here. God, like the power sword now is so epic. Now, is this the best power sword variant in the game? I don't think so, but it is pretty good. The block power sword is still pretty... That's pretty amazing. I can't lie. I've been pretty addicted to the power sword in general. It's just hard not to like this melee weapon. This is the... As far as launch melees go, definitely the one they put the most work into.
Alien bioform mark.
Attention, users. Communication with console halted. Biological impurity detected. Invasive material reviewed. Prior to resumption. Material infestation has spread even to the machines. We must remove it, brothers.
What was up, red leg?
We must purge this corrupted garden if we are to awaken the machines.
If we are to fix this, we must destroy the spores that spawned these vines.
Brothers, we have reduced the blight. Foreign biological protector no longer detected. System acceptable. Resume code. The console.
Inserting fresh magazine.
Vessel detected. Ensure the shrine vessels of the machine. Console may be awakened. Functions restored. Praise the Messiah. System restoration complete. Primary controls reset. Our journey leads elsewhere. Let us open the door and leave.
During summer, fireworks are illegal here. Unfortunate. What an awkward spot to be in for this. Okay, thanks for sending it exactly where I want it to be.
Remain on guard. So improve approaching. The stench of Xenos thickens the air.
It's not the most California thing I've ever heard. It does kind of sound like that, doesn't it?
No tactics. Battle power unleashed.
Well, there are actually a lot of states that don't allow fireworks. You eat artery clogging food and watch fireworks for the 4th? No, I hate barbecue food.
Gaining improved funds. The codex demands
You'd be
it.
shocked. Shit makes me feel disgusting.
Alien bioform eliminated. Increasing response severity. Who favors the school?
Our journey leads elsewhere. Let us open the door and leave.
Let's just play with that. Although I disagree with that opinion, I respect it. I just don't like I don't like red meat that much.
Changing magazine.
Our journey leads elsewhere. Let us open the door and
I'm more of a fish and chicken kind of person. Chalupa kind of guy for sure, and my guy is literally killing aliens in a video game, but he isn't going on a conquest of Mars in real life? How curious, I know.
we're entering the sanctuary.
Here they are banned during some of the high risk of fire in more rural areas. I mean,
Head up to the cannons and remind the Xenos
that makes
of-
sense, especially if you're in a dry area with like a forest hazard, forest fires. Okay. Let's go over here. Question, patch 14 includes the new Salamander champion? Yes. Assault and Power Sword maxing again? Oh yes, dude. Power Sword is peak. Even though we've been talking about fireworks for at least half this game. I'm calling my guide having you put in the watch list. Only terrorists hate barbecue.
Our orders are clear.
Yeah, for some people it's an actual opinion. Okay. We're probably gonna get a boss spawn up in the next area here. I'm gonna try the assault dodge build with Xenoblade. It's definitely good.
Readying next volley.
I can root this guy, it'd be awesome.
Digger Xenos love.
Okay. I have one more thing I can do here.
Melter charge planted.
That was not what we wanted. Because I thought the raptor did not pop up anywhere around there.
Changing magazine.
Oh.
Neutralize the Xenos radio.
Well, they can't grab you while you're staggered like that, which is kind of funny, but
Activating war gear.
the Ravner is by far the most dangerous one here right now, so I want him gone. Yeah.
Filthy follower eliminated. Repositioning. Readying next volley.
What an awkward position to be in. We'll grab him.
Fester and rot.
Alright, that should be a little bit easier now.
That zoanthrope has played its last.
An ugly place for the bramble.
The Codex demands it. Synaptic servants slaughtered. Rearm. Take all you can carry.
That is how we will rise to meet our foes.
Battle power unleashed. Fester and rot.
Oh, yeah, one more Devourer. Having Devourers shoot you through the ass with artifacts is one of the least entertaining experiences in this game, I think.
Increasing response severity. Reloading.
Right, I'm actually going to use it because I want this guy dead. Alright, now all the range spam's gone.
Have no mind for tactics. Stealthily tries to ambush us. Battle unleashed. Rearm. Altitude favors the swift. Remain on guard. Zoanthrope approaching. The Codex demands it. Never lost sight of that. Readying next volley. We lance that system Xenos monstrosity. Proved vantage.
The gun sounds like it has a silencer on it. That's because it does.
A most impressive cleansing, brothers.
Malfunction. Initializing secondary system. A pure shot. This is how we burn away the inspirited vileness towards us. Do not let yourself be sullied by the Xenos' weapons.
Yeah. I always thought it's substantial and then it scales up with the enemy buffs, but you said it was based on lethal. Well, it was based on lethal for hard siege. It's definitely not substantial. The normal siege is substantial, or was. It might still be, but
Inserting.
The abomination targets us with poison. We must not get close to its pollution, brothers. See how the filth suffers against our glory. A pure shot. It spews its defense cannons depleted. Engage auxiliary generators to resume fire.
okay. What is this?
Alien firebombing detected. Mark that foe before it calls for reinforcements. Readying next volley. Perhaps they seek to choke our rivers with their dead.
What the fuck? That's not all I wanted that. Okay. So many snipers, holy shit. Something I realized is versatility extra 25% damage when switching to sidearms can include the disabled during the sections of termination. Interesting. Grab this, dude.
Executing countermeasures.
How do you find the power sword to be fun? It needs more combos like the chain sword. It has more to it than the chain sword already does. What do you mean? Chain sword has a bash, a kick, and a stomp, and like that is it. And like a light combo. This one has two stances with their own combos, and then a heavy attack, and then a separate ability called Power Roll. It is a way more intricate weapon than that one is. I'm kind of forced to clear out all these snipers here.
Tyranids have no right for tactics.
Once we activate the auxiliary generators, we shall rouse the last cannons.
For the kill.
The abomination targets us with poison. Activate the generators and satiate the cannon's thirst.
Alright, there we go. Yeah, I don't know why we're saying the chain sword has more combos than the power sword. Where are you getting that idea from?
Precisely what
Which one is worse? This one or the final part of Fall of Atreus? Definitely this one. Just by yourself.
Energize the last cannons and rain fire down on these foul.
But it does nothing but send like endless Tyranids at you with snipers.
battle power unleashed.
For solo, definitely this one.
Towards us.
Hostile backup on the way.
Once we activate the auxiliary generators, we shall rouse the last cannons.
Well, you have combo skips with the chain sword and soon animation cancels where you can dodge at the end of an attack. Well, you can already do that with this too. There's some stuff like that for the chain sword, but power sword's a much more intricate weapon in moveset.
Changing magazine.
Chain sword's a really boring ass weapon in this game. The most interesting one's the White Scar chain sword.
Targets us with poison. Energize the last cannons and rain fire down on these foul creatures.
Also, 90% of chainsword gameplay comes down to like full throttle skip, shoulder bash.
Synaptic servants.
Less so now with the White Scars chainsword. That one definitely improved it, but then they both suffer from those boring perk trees.
Generators and satiate the cannon's thirst.
this is... I don't know if we're actually able to do this because we have coordinated calls on, which means we're going to constantly get endless hordes here.
Energize the last cannons and rain fire down on these foul creatures.
Executing countermeasures. Checkpoints located. Tyranid high missile sighted.
Activate the generators and
Why does that have to like literally all these snipers? Come the fuck on, game. Raptors are competent. Raptors are competent. What the worst spot was this one? All the snipers. The one thing that can like positively fuck us when we're trying to do an objective like this. They're gonna sit a mile away from us too. Wonderful. Whatever.
Ascending for the kill.
Let me just get this done.
cannons ready. Unleash holy fire.
Alien bioform eliminated.
You know, a chapter for the team on the NBA, so I'm told it's some Raptors. I guess that's kind of true. I've used the Power Stones. I got the Heroic Power Fist. It's too good. The Heroic Power Fist is... I think they're not even similar weapons, bro.
Abomination time. See how the filth suffers against our glory. Stay back from the Xenos' carrier. Our foe nears death. We must complete its elimination.
Okay, about to shoot me through the floor. That's not very nice. Alright, it's like genuinely all snipers here. There we go.
Searching for target. Minister, fire with your sidearm to commence target lock.
Altitude favors the swift.
It spews its vileness towards us. Do not let yourself be sullied by the Xenos' weapons.
Weapons ready. Awaiting target. Aim and fire with your sidearm.
I'm telling you guys, it's a ruse. It's a hive mind that they know.
We shall rouse the last cannon.
What is this shit? Why are there so many snipers? It's a plot, I tell you. They're plotting.
Alien bioform mark. Inserting
The abomination targets us with poison.
their numbers are no match for our training. Rearming.
Energize the last cannons and rain fire down on these foul creatures.
Now we're just gonna do it. You would think that Zine should have handled this one. Yeah, you would. Dude, literally from they're not even spawned in yet, dude. They're coming in guns blazing. Fucking bitch, get back here.
Generator hums.
I was at least like a dozen snipers, okay, over the course of this.
Force fortress communication disrupted. Return to console for reconnection.
You play keyboard and mouse. I struggle timing, dodge pressing, and wonder if there's input lag with my keyboard. Shouldn't be. It's a wire cursor gaming keyboard. Nah, I play keyboard and mouse. Keyboard and mouse is the best way to play this game. Best way to play most games. Okay. This is a very, like, obnoxious run right now. Only this finale portion. Everything else is okay.
The abomination targets us with poison. We must not get close to its pollution, brothers.
Okay, that should have killed him, but alright, I guess not.
Gaining improved advantage.
There we go. That was annoying.
Our path is clear. May the Emperor guide our attack on the towers, Captain Akaran.
As a balanced Space Marine currently, like the gap between best and worst classes or weapons, pretty good. It doesn't matter that much. Inputs are way better. Mouse and keyboard and aim assist is too strong. Controller just throws it off. Yeah. I mean, any game you want any type of precision in, you're going to play keyboard and mouse. Now, games like Dark Souls where precision matters a bit less, you can definitely play, or like, you know, fighting games where controllers have to be very strong for those. Those are pretty good for that, but for the most part. Why wasn't that a hoot?